Testosterone is the lifeblood of every man. It fuels your strength, your confidence, your drive, and even the way others perceive you. When your levels are high, you feel unstoppable. Your body builds muscle, your mind stays sharp, and your presence commands respect. But when testosterone drops, everything shifts, energy fades, desire weakens, mood declines, and performance in every area of life takes a hit. The truth is, the enemies of testosterone aren't hidden in some distant lab or rare disease. They're right in front of you in the clothes you wear, the food you choose, the water you drink, even the toothpaste you use. Small daily habits that seem harmless are silently draining your power as a man. In today's video, Intimate Wisdom will reveal the 10 most dangerous testosterone killers and show you exactly how to avoid them so you can protect your vitality, restore your edge, and live at your peak. The first hidden enemy: polyester clothing. Every man thinks about style, but few consider how fabric choice can shape their biology. Polyester, the cheap synthetic fiber found in most clothing racks, has a dark side. When used in underwear, it acts like a suffocating layer, trapping heat and creating microenvironments around the testes that sabotage hormone production. Even slight temperature changes in this region have been proven to interfere with testosterone synthesis and damage sperm quality. Over time, that comfortable pair of synthetic briefs could be quietly draining your vitality. The fix doesn't require science labs or expensive treatments. It starts with the tag on your clothing. Cotton and wool allow air to circulate, help regulate heat, and create conditions where testosterone production thrives. By swapping synthetic underwear for natural fabrics, you're not just choosing comfort, you're protecting your strength, your fertility, and the very hormone that defines your energy as a man. A simple change in fabric could mean the difference between steady masculine power and gradual hormonal decline. The second hidden enemy: digital dependence. In an age where swipes and likes dominate social interaction, many men spend more time in digital spaces than in the real world. The convenience feels addictive, yet the consequences are hidden. Reduced testosterone. Extended phone use floods the body with blue light, disrupts sleep cycles, heightens stress hormones, and keeps men sedentary. Together, these factors squeeze testosterone production, leaving men drained and disconnected. Contrast that with face-to-face interaction. When you walk up to someone, share a laugh, or even ask a simple question in person, your body responds with a surge of testosterone. The reason? Human presence sparks competition, attraction, and engagement, natural triggers for hormonal release. Places like libraries, gyms, or coffee shops are fertile ground for such encounters. The truth is clear: no app notification can replicate the biochemical fire that real conversation ignites. If you want testosterone to work for you, step away from the screen and step into the world. The third hidden enemy: a life spent sitting. The modern lifestyle has chained men to chairs, office desks, long commutes, endless streaming together. They create a daily routine of stillness, yet inactivity is toxic. Hours of sitting suppress circulation, reduce muscle activation, and signal the body to lower testosterone output. What begins as convenience slowly morphs into fatigue, weight gain, and diminished masculine drive. But here's the hopeful twist: the solution is easier than most believe. You don't need to chase 10.000 steps or run marathons. Studies show that even 4.400 steps a day spread through short walks or pacing during calls can counteract the hormonal slump caused by sitting. Simple habits like standing to send a voice note or walking while brainstorming can transform the way your body regulates testosterone. Every step becomes a signal to your system: stay alive, stay strong, stay male. The chair doesn't have to be your enemy if you choose to rise often enough. You reclaim control over your vitality. The fourth hidden enemy: micronutrient gaps. Most men think building testosterone is about eating protein, lifting heavy, and maybe adding some supplements. But the truth is, without micronutrients, none of that works the way it should. They're the unsung foundation of hormone production. When your body runs low on certain trace minerals and compounds, testosterone levels inevitably decline, no matter how disciplined your diet or training might be. One of the most fascinating natural sources is shilajit, a tar-like substance found in the rocks of the Himalayas, rich in fulvic acid and minerals. It has been linked to improved fertility, stamina, and testosterone support. Then there's swarnabhusma, tiny particles of purified gold long used in Ayurvedic medicine, which may enhance recovery and hormonal resilience. Finally, fulvic acid itself, found in root vegetables like beets and carrots, provides over 80 trace minerals that play key roles in energy and hormone regulation. The message is simple: ignore micronutrients and you handicap your testosterone. Embrace them through whole foods first, with targeted supplementation when necessary, and you give your body the building blocks it needs to maintain masculine energy, drive, and vitality. The fifth hidden enemy: extreme low-carb diets. The promise of rapid fat loss makes low-carb diets like keto sound irresistible. But for men, there's a hidden price tag: suppressed testosterone. Carbohydrates don't just fuel workouts, they regulate insulin. And insulin, in turn, keeps cortisol, the stress hormone, under control. Without carbs, cortisol rises. And when cortisol is high, testosterone falls. This doesn't mean reaching for donuts or sodas. It means choosing complex carbs that deliver steady energy. Think oats in the morning, quinoa at lunch, or roasted sweet potatoes at dinner. These foods stabilize blood sugar, lower cortisol spikes, and create the internal conditions where testosterone can flourish. If you've ever noticed feeling flat, drained, or losing strength on an ultra-low-carb diet, it's not in your head. It's your hormones signaling distress. The truth is, balanced carbs are not your enemy, they're an ally. Used wisely, they can keep your testosterone strong while still supporting lean muscle and fat loss. The sixth hidden enemy: alcohol's silent damage. Alcohol has always been tied to social life. But for men, every drink carries consequences beyond the morning hangover. Beer and wine, in particular, contain compounds that mimic estrogen, which can tip hormonal balance away from testosterone. On top of that, alcohol overloads the liver, the very organ responsible for processing hormones, forcing it to prioritize detox over testosterone regulation. The effect? Lower testosterone, weaker performance in the gym, and reduced energy in daily life. But here's the nuance: not all alcohol is equally damaging. Clear spirits like vodka or gin, when consumed moderately, are far less harmful than beer or wine. Pair them with soda water, and you dilute the alcohol while staying hydrated. Two simple moves that reduce hormonal damage. The key is moderation and control. In a social setting, the man who chooses his drinks wisely stands out, alert, composed, confident, while others fade into intoxication. He protects his testosterone, his image, and his presence. Alcohol doesn't have to destroy masculinity unless you let it. The seventh hidden enemy: losing the competitive edge. Men are designed to compete. From ancient hunts to modern sports, competition has always been a biological trigger for testosterone. When you remove competition from your life, no challenges, no goals, no rivals, you slowly turn down the very hormone that fuels strength and drive. Fortunately, reigniting that spark doesn't require being a professional athlete. Simple benchmarks in fitness can awaken it. Test your squat, deadlift, or sprint speed. Track where you stand today. Then set the goal to beat it. Compare your numbers against established standards or even friendly online leaderboards. The act of striving, measuring, and pushing yourself taps into the primal circuitry that boosts testosterone. Men who embrace competition, whether in training, career, or personal growth, radiate a different energy. They're sharper, more determined, more magnetic. At the core of that presence is testosterone, responding to challenge the way it always has. To keep your edge, you must compete. Stagnation is where testosterone withers, striving is where it thrives. The eighth hidden enemy: contaminated tap water. We drink water to stay alive, to stay sharp, to fuel every cell. Yet the water flowing from the average household tap is rarely as pure as it seems. Alongside chlorine and metals, researchers have discovered residues of estrogen-like chemical substances that disrupt the natural hormonal balance inside the male body. They often come from fertilizers washed off farms, medications flushed down drains, or industrial waste that finds its way back into the supply. Day after day, sip after sip, these hidden compounds can weaken testosterone production and compromise reproductive health. The danger is subtle. No immediate side effects, no obvious warning signs, but years of exposure chip away at vitality until fatigue, lower libido, and reduced energy become the new normal. Protecting yourself doesn't require extreme measures, only consistent ones. A reliable water filter is one of the smartest investments you can make. Even boiling tap water is better than nothing, though it mainly kills microbes rather than chemicals. Bottled water may seem like the safe route, but many brands still use plastics that leach other harmful compounds. The bottom line: if testosterone is the engine of masculine health, water is the fuel line. Keep it clean, and the system runs strong. Let it be contaminated, and every glass slowly robs you of the very hormone that powers strength, confidence, and vitality. The ninth hidden enemy: BPA and plastics. Plastic is everywhere: bottled water, food containers, canned drinks. But inside much of it lurks BPA, bisphenol A, a chemical proven to mimic estrogen once it enters the human body. Each time you heat leftovers in a plastic bowl, each time you sip from a disposable bottle left in the sun, you invite this invisible enemy inside. Over time, BPA interferes with testosterone, disrupts fertility, and weakens the natural balance that makes a man feel energized and alive. The trap is its convenience. We assume plastic is harmless because it's cheap and widely available. But convenience hides a cost. Microwaving food in plastic accelerates the release of BPA. The lining of soda cans, beer cans, and even many packaged foods carries this same chemical. What seems like an ordinary snack can quietly sabotage your hormones. The solution is refreshingly simple: ditch BPA where possible. Choose glass or stainless steel bottles, BPA-free containers, and fresh foods over canned. Avoid heating plastic altogether. Small decisions, multiplied daily, form a shield against years of toxic exposure. In the end, it's a question of control. Do you let cheap plastics dictate your health, or do you take responsibility and choose better? Men who guard against BPA aren't just protecting testosterone, they're safeguarding strength, fertility, and long-term vitality. The 10th hidden enemy: fluoride in toothpaste. Every morning and night, millions brush their teeth believing they're doing something purely good for their health. But hidden in many tubes of toothpaste is fluoride, an ingredient long praised for fighting cavities yet increasingly linked to hormonal disruption. Recent studies suggest that fluoride exposure may suppress testosterone, gradually lowering energy, drive, and masculine performance. The challenge is that it feels so routine, so automatic that we rarely question it. But even the smallest daily exposure, repeated for years, can accumulate into measurable effects. Protecting your hormones doesn't mean giving up oral health. It simply means choosing smarter options. Plenty of brands now offer fluoride-free alternatives that clean and whiten teeth effectively. For those drawn to natural methods, a simple homemade blend of baking soda, coconut oil, and a pinch of sea salt works remarkably well. It freshens breath, polishes enamel, and does so without undermining your hormones. The lesson is clear: it's often the quietest habits, the ones we repeat without thought, that carry the biggest hidden risks. Testosterone thrives in a body free from unnecessary toxins. By making a conscious change in something as ordinary as toothpaste, You protect not only your smile but also the very hormone that fuels your vitality and presence as a man. Final note: nurturing the flame within every man. The 10 enemies we've uncovered are not distant threats. They're woven into the fabric of daily life: your clothes, your food, the water you drink, even the toothpaste you use. And that's what makes them so dangerous, because they hide in plain sight. They slowly chip away at your testosterone, the very foundation of energy, confidence, and masculinity. One day, you wake up and realize that your strength has faded, your drive is weaker, and the fire that once defined you has grown dim. But here's the truth: the greatest enemy of masculinity isn't polyester or fluoride or plastic. It's indifference. It's pretending not to notice the slow decline. And the moment you choose to take action, that's when things begin to change. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Even the smallest decisions can become turning points. Choosing cotton instead of polyester, adding sweet potatoes or oats to your meal, drinking from glass instead of plastic, stepping out to talk to someone in real life instead of hiding behind a screen. Each choice is a spark that keeps testosterone alive. A strong man isn't someone who never stumbles. He's the one who learns to rise again, who refuses to surrender his inner vitality. Testosterone isn't just a hormone, it's a symbol. It represents your spirit to live fully, your resilience, your passion to love and conquer. When you protect it, you're not only safeguarding your body, you're preserving the essence of your drive, your power, your manhood. Decline doesn't happen in a single day, and recovery doesn't either. But every good decision you make today lays the foundation for your strength tomorrow. Don't let age, bad habits, or neglect rob you of what makes you feel alive. Start small. Stay consistent. Because it's the small, daily actions that ultimately shape the greatness of your life. To protect testosterone is to protect your identity as a man. And that is a battle worth fighting every single day. Thank you for listening until the very end. If today's story has gently stirred your heart, whether through an old memory, a present feeling, or something never spoken into words, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Intimate Wisdom is where we come together to touch the hidden corners of love, affection, and sexuality. Things that may seem private, yet are in fact the very core of happiness. I wish you to always love deeply, live truthfully, and find yourself in every glance, every touch, and every trembling heartbeat. Affectionate greetings.